has type 2 diabetes. Can you tell me more about this?
Yeah, so type 2 diabetes is when you get a pooling of glucose within the bloodstream rather than being used by the body.
How does it work?
That's a great question, Barry. So when you eat food, right, it comes down into your stomach, and your stomach makes it into glucose. So you get glucose, and then in response to that, the pancreas secretes insulin. And as the insulin moves into the bloodstream, as does the glucose, the insulin is what's supposed to let the glucose into the bloodstream. So what happens in type 2 diabetes is that for whatever reason, the insulin either is not properly received or there's not enough insulin in order to get the glucose in the body, which means you don't have enough energy to keep going.
Interesting. So what signs should I be looking for in my mom with type 2 diabetes?
Yeah, that's a good question. So a lot of the time people with type 2 diabetes end up having frequent thirst, a lot more frequent hunger also. They end up having blurry vision a lot of times, which can lead to glaucoma or cataracts. More frequent urination, meaning you gotta go to the bathroom more to get rid of all the extra insulin and glucose that are just sitting around in your blood system. Fatigue, constantly exhausted, don't really have any energy to do anything, and slow healing.
What causes type 2 diabetes?
Well, a lot of the times the older you get, the more prone to diabetes you are. 85% of people have type 2 diabetes, and a large number of those are over the age of 45. A lot of the times also, family history is a big thing when it comes to it. Weight also plays a big factor in type 2 diabetes. If you're overweight, a lot of times you're more insulin resistant than those who are not overweight. Finally, inactivity is a big one. If you sit around and don't do anything, the glucose that you have kind of goes to waste and you develop diabetes from that.
How will this affect my mom long term?
Well, since type 2 diabetes is a chronic condition, it doesn't really go away. So over the long run, it has terrible effects on your heart. It can lead to strokes or heart attacks or anything like that, which can obviously put her in the hospital and put her at great risk. Another thing is the eye, which we talked about earlier, can lead to glaucoma or also cataracts, which means she's going to have a lot of trouble seeing, which means you're going to have to drive yourself places. Finally, it has trouble on the foot, which means that you might have to get toe amputation or foot amputations, depending on how bad it gets.
Fascinating. Thank you for helping me learning about type 2 diabetes.
Absolutely. As long as you know what you're talking about now, that's all that matters. I'm just glad you're educated.